Welcome to another episode of The Good Soil. I'm very excited. I've always been excited about The Good Soil. Remember, the purpose of The Good Soil is not to trend, it's not to go viral. The purpose of The Good Soil is to bring people who have fruits in the kingdom, is to bring them onto this platform so that they can share with us their experiences. Today is hashtag Church O'Clock, it's hashtag I am fruitful, because the people that we bring on The Good Soil are people with fruits. These are people who are being very productive in the kingdom. These are people who their seed fell on the good soil and they are bringing good fruits. And today is that moment again where I'll be sitting here with a wonderful, glorious looking lady who has been doing wonderful things in the kingdom. And looking at the episodes that I've already done in the past, I think in the kingdom we have seen women who are willing to submit to their purpose in the kingdom, their purpose or calling in the kingdom. And I'm also excited to say that I'm looking forward to see men whom God has ordained as well, men whom God has placed in his own kingdom, whom God has trusted with positions that they may lead and inspire many. Without saying a lot of words, I'm not a man of many words. I'm going to welcome our guest onto the podcast. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes. So I want to give you a chance to introduce yourself, who you are, what do you do, and what has been the purpose of your living in the kingdom.
Okay, thank you so much for having me. It's really an honor to be here. My name is LEKGOWE. I'm a young lady of 22 years old. I hail from a small village called Karudi, just next to Palape. And I study at Baisaro University, pursuing Bachelor of Education, degree in early childhood education. I sing, and I'm also a model. Yes, I go to Dominion Generation Ministries. Yeah.
So I heard that you said, apart from your education, you are a model. You also sing.
Yes.
But I'm seeing a crown on your. Does that mean it's part of the modeling thing? Does the crown that you have mean that it comes through the modeling thing?
Yes, I'm a pageant model.
Oh, you are a pageant model. So you also mentioned that you go to Dominion Ministries.
Dominion Generation.
Dominion Generation.
Yeah.
All right. You know why I'm picking that part?
Okay.
It's because it looks foreign, if I can say, for someone to have a crown like that on your head and mention that she's coming from Dominion Generation as a ministry, as a church.
Yes.
Because the church does not see modeling as a gifting that can come.
Yes, true.
I'm not putting words in the church.
Yes. Yeah.
The church does not see such kind of gifts, or the church does not entertain such kind of gifts. So I want you to give us a clear picture of how did you become a beauty model or a model as a child of God, and what led you to there? How did that come to be? Finding yourself in a church and being a model. Someone who is watching this video is wondering, how so? He's saying no way.
Okay. Okay, let's say I've started from a young age, honestly. I've lived with my grandmother, which obviously meant where I get to watch BTV like every day of my life.
24/7.
Yes. So I got the chance to like watch all the episodes Miss Botswana like throughout the years. And mind you, I come from a Christian background.
Yes.
Like I come from a Christian home. So I always watched those ladies and I always told myself, okay, I just want to be like these ladies. I want to be a beauty queen too. I remember I was doing standard 6 at Karodi Primary School. I was doing standard 6 and there was a pageant at our school, which was a prize giving activity, like fundraising activity. So I had to join because I wanted to have that that experience.
What does it mean to be? So you were living with your grandparents by then.
Yes.
And in my mind, when I remember my grandmother, she was a woman of faith. You know those old women who believes in the raw foundation of Christianity, the raw one. And in my mind, I don't see my grandmother willing to understand my sister becoming a beauty pageant. in my mind, I don't see my grandmother supporting a young woman or my sister.
Yes.
Do you get what I'm
I
saying?
get
To
you.
become, because of the strong foundation of faith and their understanding of faith of that generation. So now I'm challenged to ask you, how did your grandmother become part of this that you are living? And maybe how did that be? How did she take it? Because they were women of faith.
True.
They believed in raw, strong principles. So I'm surprised that you came from there and you became who you are today.
Yes, my grandmother has always been supportive towards my dreams. Firstly, being this one, being a beauty queen. I remember telling her, okay, I want to do this. She did not give me a hard time. I even told my mom that time, okay, I want to do this. They did not give me a hard time, looking at the fact that it was a school thing. And obviously, there were rules and there were like regulations on how the pageant was to be done. It was an activity, or it wasn't going to exploit us as young children who have joined that pageant. So they had no issue with me joining the pageant that time. Yes.
Oh no, I get it. So your grandmom saw it as just as a platform for kids.
Yes.
She saw it as a platform that is able to bring talent out of people.
Yes.
So now it started primary school. What happens after that pageant? What energy did you receive from that? Because I want to believe to you it came as a starting point.
Yes, it actually did come as a starting point on my side. But I did not do well on that pageant. I remember.
Yeah.
I did not do well on that pageant, and I wasn't hurt per se. And I remember I finished my PSLE examinations. And then there was another pageant that was hosted in our village. It was Miss Independence.
Yeah.
Yes.
I got to on that.
Yes. I got to join the pageant. That's when it was my second pageant. And then I got position 3. That's when I got the motivation to keep on joining other pageants.
From there. I'm going to be sticking to the line of faith throughout this entire conversation, because I know there's a young girl somewhere who's born of Christian background, who knows that she can become a beauty queen. But because of the line that she's in, she's finding it hard.
Yes.
Now, primary, it was easier because it was monitored. It was kind of protected. You move now to a community level. Community level means so many things come into place. How did you manage as a child of God to move, to have the courage and confidence to go for a community pageantry? It might not be as light as your primary, where we know someone might say.
Honestly speaking, I would not say it was an easy journey. As I've grew into the industry, it was not an easy journey as a Christian lady, because I had to, at some point, I had to go against my principles as a young lady who's after the heart of the Lord. I had to go against the principles, and that on its own, it caused it did cause my parents to have second thoughts about this dream, because there were things that we had to do that were against the line of faith.
So I hear you. I'm intersecting there, because one of the things, if I be honest with you, that made me want to have you on the good soil. I could have called another Muruti here.
Yes.
But I had a friend. She's into modeling. She's actually a trainer of models.
Okay.
And one time we were having a conversation now, because she knows I'm into this podcast, and she was telling me that one of a promising model has pulled out because of her faith.
Yes.
But then he hit me hard to say, but there's KATLEGO somewhere, she's doing it, and she's still of God. Now you are saying that at some point you had to make decisions that were against your faith. What does it mean when you say you made decisions? Because someone out there wants to know. She might, they may be too personal, but at some point, someone wants to know, Katlego, she did some decisions
Yes.
that compromised her faith. What do you mean by that statement? Share with us. Be open and let it all out so that or if I go through this one, someone did it like this. How do I go about it myself?
Yes. I was once like your friend, especially it was actually this year. I remember I had to ask for permission from my parents to join. This year I had 4 competitions, and I had to ask from my parents. They were not Christian based. Only one was Christian based. I had to ask my parents for permission, or okay, can I join these pageants? And they refused. They actually refused because they involved
church people in it.
No, like these pageants, they involved being like having to go on the ramp half naked.
Yes.
Like the bikinis,
the nature of the
yes,
pageantries.
the nature of the yeah. So I had to like tell them, okay. I remember like sitting down with my mother, and I told her, can I have to do this because this is what I like.
Yes.
And I remember her telling me, okay, this is up to you now because you are now
of age.
Yes, you are now an older lady. Like you can make your own decisions. I remember pulling out of the 3 competitions, including this one. I remember pulling out because of the issue, bikini. But okay, my parents don't allow me to do this. They gave me the platform to like make my own decisions. But then I had to like consider what they were saying. But then I got a chance to speak to Miss Evangelism Botswana 2021-2022,
Yes.
Bolokang Mpoma, and she's one lady who also is after the heart of the Lord. But then I got to have this conversation with her after she won Miss Culture Botswana. She's representing
which
Botswana.
is Miss Culture Botswana, which is outside the Christian.
Yes, yes. So I got to ask her, my lady, how do you do this? You are a Christian, yet you are
able to step into spaces.
Yes, and you are really prospering in these spaces. So she told me, I'm doing this for the glory of the Lord. As long as you know the purpose of as to why you are doing this. The visions are different.
Yes.
You may join the pageant for the money, for the fame, but hers was to glorify the Lord through her talent. And then I got to realize this, and I also got to take it onto my own life too.
Yes.
Because I believe for the gifts that the gifts that we have been given by God, what we do with them is our gift back to God. So I did not want to just sit back and say, okay, I'm a Christian.
I'll never do it because I'm of God.
Yes. And then I got back again to these
pageants, even those that were outside faith.
Yes.
You know, we are still here. I'm with KATLEGO. She has a couple of crowns that she was able to scoop from different pageants. And I hope if you are a young lady out there, you are of God, you pray in tongues, you are very radical, you are always at church Sunday in the morning, very early in the morning. I hope you hear what she's saying. And now, I want to understand something. At some point, you are willing to pull out from certain pageants because of their nature, being outside faith. And one of the first reasons that made you to pull out, when I heard you, it was because your parents had given you permission to make your own decision, but in your heart you said, my parents will not like it. You know, did that mean you were protecting your parents in that process, or you were making a choice because of your faith? Because I know there are things that my parents want for me.
Yes.
And there are things that the Lord wants for me.
For you, yes.
Right?
Yes.
But in the end, if I reach of age, I should be able to be in a position to protect my faith before my parents. So I want to know, were you protecting your parents by that, or you were protecting your faith?
To be honest, I wasn't protecting my parents because okay, there's this reason too. I realized that in our country we have less Christian-based pageants. I
Yes.
also came up with my own. It was hosted this year. It was launched this year. It's called Miss Edified Botswana. So I joined these pageants after I launched
Your own.
my own.
Yes.
So it came to me, okay, if at all I could host a Christian-based pageant, it's all about cultivating new lives in Christ. How am I playing that role that I'm supposed to be playing? Because Miss Edified is also about modesty.
Yes.
Yes. So I was like asking myself, okay, if at all I'm doing this, how
do I go all out?
Yes.
How do I reach out to people?
Yes.
I feel you.
Yes.
So before I give this guy to ask you a question,
Okay.
I want you to clarify something.
Okay.
I have seen people go out of the way saying that they are pursuing their talents and they want to glorify God in the process. Be clear with me.
Okay.
How do you say I'm glorifying God through my pageantry gift? Where do we see the glory going to God in that process? Because many of us, people of God, we have embarked on an ambitious projects,
Yes.
saying in the end, I want to glorify God. How exactly does that? Yes.
I believe the platform that I've launched, Miss Edified, it came from realizing, okay, I have a talent in
Yes.
modeling, which means God gave me this talent. Okay, in the world, we are used to like having these pageants, bo Miss Botswana, bo Miss, all those
All
pageants.
others.
We are not used, like you're saying, we are not used to Christians being involved in such.
We see them as worldly.
Yes. So I came to realize, okay, I am a model. This is what I've realized, God has given me.
Yes.
So maybe I ought to do something different in the industry. That's when I came up with Miss Edified Botswana. And
you have been reaching out to people.
I've been reaching out to people because it's all about activities that all about reaching the young girls on faith. So coming back to me as to like how am I saying like this is for God, I'm doing this because like I told you earlier, I believe what we do with the gifts God has given us is our gift back to God. That is the main thing that gets me going. Or okay, I'm doing this for God.
Yes.
Because He had given me this. It's more like being a singer. You can choose to be a secular music singer. You can choose to be a gospel music singer. I believe Lena modeling, telling myself, okay, I'm doing this for God.
And making sure that the way you do it is in the line of God.
It's in line of God.
So I'm see. You want to say something?
Yeah, I just want to just a question.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Let me first of all comment on her. She looked gorgeous. She's indeed a beauty pageant.
Yes.
All right. Okay. No. Let me just ask this question here. Okay. This beauty thing. Beauty pageant thing. You've went into it again. You've went into it.
Yes.
You are doing it,
Yes.
and it somehow leads you to be half naked. And indeed, it's glory. It's for the glory. I get it.
Yes.
So how is the church looking at you now? You've decided to just went into it, doing it. So how is the church looking at you? How are they saying?
The reception of the church.
reception? Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. Where I fellowship, okay, let me say this. This year was my first time like competing on a bikini, 2 competitions. So where I fellowship, they have always been there for me. Like even when voting competitions were on, they were always like there for me. So I cannot say they haven't been there for me. They haven't actually commented on the being naked part of it. But the criticism that I'm getting mostly is from people that are not from my church. it's from people that actually, well, some of them know me.
They know you as a
They-
woman of God, someone who goes to church, someone who believes, but they see you on the
Yes.
ramp with what do you call bikinis,
With bikinis,
and they are
yeah.
like, "What?"
Exactly, because
Yeah.
after these 2 competitions, I've received like plenty of messages from these people that I know. Well, some I know. Well, some bantele bare, okay, you have changed. And I asked them how. Well, they couldn't give me that. And I also had this one brother who came to me and said, you can do this differently. You can, like, God gave you this gift so that you can, like, use it in a different way because you are his child. Obviously, you have to use it in a different way from how the world is doing it. Okay, I had to agree with him on that point. Honestly, he had a point because I also got to realize we can also do it differently through my platform. Yami's edified.
Yes.
So he had a point, and yeah.
I think she'll have a question.
Okay.
Yes, I want to give them chance so that we round it up. Yeah.
Okay, hi Katlego. My question is, who's your mentor? Because Ghana, when you're into something, everyone will have a voice over you. Like everyone will talk. I get how the shorts, everyone will have something to say. So I want to know who's your mentor. And I ringa kanya how no the I very I think in bikini. Hey, I want to know that. And yeah.
My mentor is Pastor Berry from Dominion Generation. The thing is, they haven't really commented on the the bikinis. Yes, they haven't really dwelt much on it because I also got to ask a lot of people in the church concerning Kanya, because I won't lie, I also don't know if it's wrong or not, because obviously you have to do something with the gift God has given you, but at the same time you have to look at
Be careful not to use the gift outside.
yes,
Don't let it drive you.
yes, I still haven't really figured it out. Okay, am I supposed to be doing this or not? Because I believe it's okay.
You are learning on the job.
Yes. Yeah.
You have a question. So there's something that I also know.
Yeah.
So many of us in the church, we are trapped because we are waiting for my pastor to say it's okay.
Yes.
Many of us in the church, we are trapped because I can't start the Good Soil podcast until my
Yes.
pastor says,
Approve
son,
it.
go and start interviewing
Yes.
people. I'm scared that if I start, my church will not be happy. There are so many things that God wants us to do, but we can't do them because we are scared of the church fraternity, the
Yes.
Christendom, that they will come out
Yes.
and say, hey, this guy, this is outside the line of faith.
Yes.
But if you look at what that person is doing, there's absolutely nothing. It's just somewhere hiding in a corner
Yeah.
and attending church every day.
Yes.
So yeah, you have one more question? Please make it short now. We're gonna cut it.
It was just a word of encouragement for her. Okay, no, you've talked about the intention, the motive. So the thing is, what is your motive for you to join this, for you to do this? What is your motive? Is it to are you doing this for the money or for the glory or for what? Yeah, so as long as your motive is right, as long as your intention is the right one, pursue that. Just everything is fine. Because they will always say something. People will always say something. Even though Otlauli naked, half naked, they will always have something like something to say. So the thing is, just look at your heart. What is your heart telling you? I get it. And why are you doing that? Okay, thank you.
So much.
So now I know that you have an engagement after here. I want to end this episode, but there are a couple of few things that I want to ask you.
Yes, no problem.
Becoming a beauty queen, it comes with a lot of attention. And some of that attention, it might be from young men like us. It might be from worldly investors, worldly people who are looking to use the gift that God has given you to their profits and to their benefit. In your process of becoming who you are today, have you met people who wanted to use your gift? How did you manage with the attention that came to you? Because I'm very sure by inbox your inbox is flooding, especially after the first day you went all out and you decided to become a beauty queen, stamp on the ramp with the bikini. I know your inbox was flooding. Many of us, we lose ourselves when the attention becomes like that. How did you manage that yourself?
Like you're saying, it's an obvious thing. You do attract a lot of people, especially men.
Yes.
Yes, they would send you friend requests and
I'm sure when I send mine, you are like, hey.
no,
Hey.
not really. So I think it comes with a lot of discipline, knowing who you are in
Yes.
Christ, knowing what you want in life, knowing where you are going. If you are that person, like if you are that lady after the heart of the Lord, you would know what is expected of you, not to entertain everyone. And you would know when to be focused, like you would know when to yes,
When
how
the Good
to
Soil
do
podcast
things.
is calling, you will know if it's time for you to go there or not.
Yes. So I do have those challenges of meeting people. Well, some that they do send message requests, some comment on the post, say long or I
Yes.
share. But
You know this is false attention.
yes.
And lastly, this year we have seen the current Miss Botswana, Lesego Chombo. She's associated with the church in a very strong way. And shout out to her, you know.
Yes.
I'm happy that we have people who are coming out and willing to declare their faith. What do you think of the current Miss Botswana with what she's doing and what we have seen by far?
Okay, first of all, I'm so happy to talk about
Yes.
this one.
Yes. Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, like I've been saying, it's not an easy journey to like maneuver in this industry. Only a
Christian, yes.
a Christian lady. I feel like Tata Chombo is the one who gives me hope. And I won't lie, she gives me hope because she did come out as that strong young lady. Because you know the Bible says
Yes.
ye are gods and you can
Yes.
do all things
Yes.
through Christ.
All
So,
things are possible.
Yes.
Hey.
So she
Preach.
did not hold back from her talent. She went all out and competed with those ladies, and she did come out victorious. And that gave me hope because afterwards she went back to her church and testified the
Amen.
goodness of the Lord.
Amen.
That on its own, it gave me hope. And
She's not ashamed of the gospel.
no, she's not. And yeah, she's expressing that like freely. That's why I'm saying it gives me hope too, like to carry on with this journey.
Does it mean one day you will want to emulate what she has done or even go far?
Maybe.
Why maybe? It sounds like in the end, you know, I want to believe that in the end there are heights that are
Yes.
like goals to you. That you look at them
True.
and you are like, oh God, I want to be there.
Yes, very true. That when I started doing this, I wanted to start off with like from a humble beginning.
Yes.
I wanted to start off lay the small pageants. Like, okay, this year I've accumulated more. I
How
won't
many
lie.
crowns do you have?
I have 5 now.
Hey! Hey!
Yes.
Ooh!
I have 5. I got only this year.
Only in a single year. 5 in a single year.
It's all by the glory of God.
Hallelujah.
And
People have
yes.
the audacity to say it's not of God. Hey! 5 crowns in a single
In a
year.
single
People
year.
in the world are struggling to get one.
Yes.
One.
Yes. I got my first competition was Miss Epic. This one that I'm representing right now.
Yes.
It's Miss Epic.
Mm-hmm.
I got Miss Congeniality.
Mm-hmm.
I got Miss Cuddling title, and the past few weekends I got First Princess. Yeah, Miss Evangelism Botswana.
That's
So
levels.
I do believe for maybe next year I'll go to another level
Until you are ready for Miss Botswana.
until I'm ready for Miss Botswana.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
you know, that's beautiful. You know,
Yes.
I'm very excited that even today we still have young women, you know, who are like her. And I want to say shout out to Lesego Chombo. You know, if you can see what she has done to the church, she has set a standard. And shout out to
Yes.
KATLEGO Bible Life Ministries. I think they are able to have youth and take the best out of them, which is something that the current church should do.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of young people. Many people are willing to go outside the church so that they can freely
Yes.
use their gift
Yeah.
because they're being shunned in the church. Yeah, so I'm very excited. Any last words that you want to say concerning what you do and big projects maybe that are coming on your way? Once again, thank you for passing through the good soil. It has been a wonderful moment.
Okay, thank you so much. Like I've said, I'm the director at Miss Edified Botswana. We are currently running a project for Moeding college students.
Yes.
We are raising 200 plus pets for the school girls right now, and we are open to receive donations from people out there. Yes.
Where do they reach you? Any Facebook page,
Okay,
Instagram?
Facebook page, you can reach me, go KATLEGO, or send me a message request. I can reply you there. Yeah, and I'll be doing other projects, more the pageants that I've won, starting from next year. My last words to the young girls out there, I know there are girls out there, like you're saying, they want to be
They want to
doing
process
this, but
spaces, yeah.
yes, but they are not sure, is this in line with the will of God?
Yes.
I myself, I won't lie, I'm still at that point, at that cross point, to know is what I'm doing,
The will of God.
is it
something
the
that
will of God?
that you
Because
should do?
there are no verses
Yeah.
supporting what I am doing.
Yes.
Like, is it okay? Okay, there's the verse of modesty.
Yes.
That one I understand, but
It's not clear. Beauty
Yes.
pageants, they come along the way.
yes,
But
because
as long
I
as
believe
you are
for-
able to protect your faith
yes,
so that you don't lose it and someone does not lose it through you.
yes, because I believe for God cannot give me a gift and would want me to just sit back on it.
Yes.
So I would want the girls out there to like pray on it.
Yes.
I believe in this. This is what I actually do, and it actually works for me. I don't inform God. I involve God in it. Like you're saying, I managed to accumulate like five crowns in a year, while someone out there, you know, what they're experienced.
Yes.
They're not even able to accumulate one. I
Yes.
involve God in what I do. So yeah,
Yeah.
just do what you do best, involving God.
Commit your ways to the Lord,
Yes,
and they shall be established.
indeed.
And again, it might be a beauty pageant thing, but there's some works that you're going to do behind that. Agree, you are going to, like you have won, and there's a project that you are going to do because of that beauty pageant thing. You're going to help those small children, those kids, and that thing here, like it's an assignment. It's something. It's a major thing because there's a young girl out there who don't worry. You are going to provide. There's a lot that you can do. Or you buy some uniform, something project deal. It will benefit. But it's a beauty pageant. But behind that, beyond, there's something major that you can.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. God bless you in whatever you do. You know, yes, what she says that she commits whatever she's doing to the Lord.
Yes.
And surely it comes to pass. So I'm very excited that she came here. she managed to share whatever she is doing. And I want to encourage someone, there is a point where your faith has to come to life. And your faith may never come to life until it is challenged. Until it goes through fire, it may never be faith. Until it is tested, it may never be faith. There are many of us, we are sitting on talents that God has deposited in us. Many of us, we are sitting on abilities, gifts that we are supposed to use. And I want to encourage you to say, if indeed you are that soil, you should be able to have fruits. If you say you have faith, where is your works? That is the question that I want to leave you and end this podcast with. Do follow her, check her out, and be able to be part of whatever she's doing. And I also want to shout out to Dominion Generation, shout out to them. They are able to, be able to support what she is doing and not come to attack or to kill, That's beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you so much.